Hello and welcome to this week's Boardroom Buddies podcast. This week I'm delighted to be joined by Carolyn Smith of TPSquared, who has just celebrated 4 years of TPSquared business. However, there's more to Carolyn than just the 4 years. She has spent over 20 years working in advertising and marketing and learning the ropes of running a business. So welcome, Caroline. I'm glad you've come on this week.
Hello. Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's all right. That's okay. I'm obviously keen to ask you all about TPSquared and how that came about. So I know what you do. Would you like to tell listeners what it is you do at TPSquared?
Yeah, so we at TPSquared, so we're design-led marketeers, and we build brands, bringing business stories to life with digital and printed marketing materials. So we're very creative, and we love working with a broad range of clients in lots of different sectors.
Right. Okay. All right. So how did the business come about? What happened?
Yeah, let me tell you the X Factor backstory. So literally we've just celebrated on Wednesday, just gone 4 years, so on the 19th of July. So going back to July 2019, the company that we were working for, which in its heyday was a global marketing agency.
Yeah.
We were a team of 15 here in Wombourne. The company had the previous year been sold to some other directors, and yeah, in July 2019 we all rocked up to work as usual, and administrators were on the doorstep.
Oh, wow.
So I put my big girl pants on, registered a company, and just said to the team, look, we're the ones with the relationships, we're the ones doing the work, let's see how many clients we can get on board, and let's take a new company forward. So I bought the goodwill and assets of the previous company, the partnership, and we set up TPSquared. So you can see in our logo, so the TP is taking the name of the previous company, the partnership, forward, and then squared originally was the number 2, the mathematical symbol for multiplying. So that kind of whole story of going forwards, taking that name forward. So we reflected that in our story and our brand.
Yeah. So tell us then about the kind of work that you actually do. I know that obviously marketing changes, it markets change, and there's almost a fashion, isn't there? And currently social media is the thing. So tell us about how you work with clients, what you do with them.
Yeah, so we do lots of different things for lots of different clients. So we've got a core set of clients, financial services. So we do a lot of reports, brochures, product sheets, fact sheets, and then we work with other clients on social. Social's a great way to really, in a human way, connect with your audience. So it's a brilliant platform to not only raise brand awareness, you can really easily and quickly let your audience, your customers, know who you are, what you stand for, and if done well, it's a great strand to your marketing strategy.
Yeah. I know from the conversation earlier that you're very into the kind of psychology of branding and showing the human face of the person behind their social media.
Yeah, definitely. I think as consumers, we're a lot more savvy now in how we buy and who we buy it from. So I think it's really important to tell your business story. So however you're doing that, whether it's a printed brochure or on social media, just really succinctly showing who you are in a very human, a very confident, a very natural way. You know, everything that we do is high quality and glossy, because that's what we do. But you know, it's social media is an easy platform to really show what you stand for. You know, people talk a lot about corporate social responsibility. It's a great platform to show how you're being social, how you're being responsible. I personally, yet psychology is amazing. You know, how colour theory, for instance, how certain colours can evoke certain triggers. So, you know, red is used a lot in fast food because it's impulse. It makes you want to do something. So like sales, when you go into a shop, sale signs are usually like the red and the white, you know, sale, buy now, 50%, because of the psychology behind it is that red triggers you to create that urgency to go, yeah, I need that, I want that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so no, it's amazing. And you know, you can, again, you know, you in a more kind of human way, you can portray what your company values are, so you can visually and with the words that you use let people know what you stand for and attract the right types of people. And as I say, I think as consumers, we do want to hear more about, it's not just about your products or your services. We want to know, if I work with you, you know, what do you stand for? How do you make my life, my world better?
So what kind of process do you go through then when someone comes to, I mean, I suppose you get two types of clients. One who says, oh, we want to you know, raise awareness and you know, lift our game, so to speak. And then you get the other end, perhaps, where someone is, I'm just starting, I need a logo and that kind of thing. So I guess there's two different scenarios. Do you have a different approach? Or
very much so. So every business is different, obviously, in what they want, what they stand for, how they work their business. But we use a really collaborative process. And for us, it doesn't matter whether you're a startup or a big global financial services company. It's still about understanding who that business is. You know, what makes you special, your company, your organization, your offer. What is it that you've got? I think we all expect now as consumers that everything's going to be high quality. You're going to get customer service. You know, that level expectation now is set. So saying that we're great at customer services, that isn't a unique offering anymore. We expect that. So we like to work collaboratively and really drill down, what is it about you, your business, your product, your service that really makes you stand out from other competitors or in the marketplace. So we go through that same process. It doesn't matter if it's just a logo, just a business card, or launching a new product or service. We'll go through the same process to really understand it, so that we can, in the brand identity or the brand messaging, really pull out all the things that are really important for your customer to know.
Yes, yeah. I know from because we kind of jointly work with an organisation in Wolverhampton. I know the process is very thorough when you're producing ideas, you know, that, and it's not just try this logo or have a look at that logo. There's a whole, it's almost like a book that you write about this branding. And
the process we follow is as I say, it's very deep. So we believe to get the best, you've got to ask. It's not just the board level or the senior team. You need everyone in that organization from top to bottom to be included in the process. So yes, we did, you know, we have questionnaires. If we don't feel we've got all the information we need, you know, we'll go off and fact find ourselves. What can we learn about the company? Looking at social channels, looking at websites, you know, what's out in the public domain about that business. So we it's the whole the whole picture is really needed. And like you say, it's not just here's a pretty graphic. It's we then provide all the rationale behind it of why we think something will work. And we firmly believe in storytelling. Historically, we love stories. So if you can do that with your brand identity, we firmly believe that businesses that build brands, you'll go further faster, you'll connect with your audience quicker, people will know who you are, what you stand for. So yeah, it's not just a logo.
It's very thorough from what I know about the company that you know, you've worked with, that I'm associated with as well. So you've talked about the human side of social media. Where do you think the AI, the likes of Chat GPT and things like that fit in? Do they help, or?
They in the right hands, yes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a hot topic in most sectors at the
Yeah.
moment, isn't it? AI, and there are like the creative softwares that we use. They are looking at AI and how to incorporate that. And yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's going to take over our jobs, and but I think in the right hands, it can be used really well. So yeah, you can jump on any AI tool and ask it to write something for you. You've still got to understand the topic and be able to ask it to, you can jump on and say, right, create me a blog post
Yes.
on such and such in 500 words. But are they going to write it? Is it going to be written in your tone of voice? Is it going to be written to succinctly fit in with your brand identity and messaging? Probably not. So you've got to understand it and teach it how to
Yes.
create the best content. And that's the same whether it's the tools are out there now to use it in graphic design, in Photoshop,
Yeah.
Scary, but in the right hands, I think it will just
Yeah.
it could be a really good tool. So yeah, but you've got to be a craftsman. You've still got to understand how to use it and then use it for the best way it can be. So we use it for copy,
Yes.
for social media. Again, it's a great tool, because I don't know about you, but sometimes you sit down, you're like, right, I've got to write this blog, or I've got to write this thing, and you hit a brick wall. It's great to jump onto one of those tools, and it's a start point, and you can go, right, yes, I'll use that little bit, and then make it your own.
Yes, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
So I experience that blank paper syndrome. Sit here and I go, nobody wants to hear from me anyway. So I do say tell it, what I want to write and in what way. And then I copy and paste it into a Word document, and then I start to play around with it to make it me, as if it's from me. It does help by giving the ideas, and the content ideas, I think so. So yeah, so you're not kind of overly phased by it, you're not panicking about it.
No, not at all, because with any industry, with any craft that you're good at, I think it's just a nice an additional tool to have in your pocket to be able to help you. So again, in lots of industries, like you say, that crippling thing, sometimes you've got to do something, and constantly coming up with ideas and something new can be tricky. So for AI, you can help it to cut out some of that procrastination, that crippling thing of, oh my God, is that there for 15 minutes, half an hour, and something isn't coming. It's a good tool to help that process and just keep the momentum and positive and the ideas coming.
Yes, yeah. So I'm intrigued by the color psychology. So what does yellow mean? Because you've got yellow and black.
We have, so yellow just evokes fun. It's happy, like the yellow flowers behind you. I bet that creates joy for you. It's just a lovely color. Black is strength, authority. Blues tend to be used financial services, tech companies, because it's trust. It's amazing how colors can make you feel a particular way, or and trigger a response. So yeah, it's not just about a pretty color or a pretty picture. It's how do you want your customers to feel when they look at your website or your brochure. So the colors you use within your brand should be very carefully selected.
What does like a dark pink mean then?
So pinks, probably unsurprisingly, pinks are very much linked with passion, with warmth.
Okay.
So probably.
Because my logo is like a dark cerise pink.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar to the card colour on there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it meant like it just seemed to be the right colour.
Yeah. Yeah. It links strongly with femininity. Oh, I can't get my words out.
That's right.
Femininity. No, can't say it.
Femininity, yeah.
And yeah, and warmth. So, you know, it's again, you know, in the sex industry.
Oh, okay.
Ann Summers, Victoria's Secrets, lots of pink. So it's passion, it's warmth, it's soft. Yeah.
Okay. Fascinating. It is fascinating. Yeah. And I love the t-shirt. Oh, my
Thank
God.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
I am a bit of a feminist myself. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think especially being so female business owner, really proud of that. I think stat is there's only about 11% of female creative business owners.
Right.
So that's, yeah, so proud to be in that 11%. The team here in Wombourne, all female.
Are they?
So yeah, I don't jump on my soapbox unless I have to. But yeah, very much love supporting female business owners and entrepreneurs. I think it's you know, there's still instances where you go networking and it is very male dominant. And I think it is changing. But I think there's some way to go. Like, I don't think it's an even playing field sometimes between female business owners and male business owners.
No. No. But I think that's partly because as women, we tend to elect to step out of the workplace because of looking after the kids and
totally. And it's also it's very difficult. I mean, I've got children in 20s, 30s, and then I've got a 5-year-old, and it isn't easy. You know, sometimes you see, you know, these high-flying business women, and it's great that they're totally rocking it and setting a really good example for younger females coming forward. But it isn't easy. It's, you know, it's hard to juggle everything.
it is, yeah.
But I think, you know, I love what I do, so that makes it so much easier, you know. So yeah.
So yeah, you've got children, I know. So how have you managed to kind of build the business and run the home and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So I am very, very lucky. So my partner, so role reversal in our house. So my partner, he stays at home.
Wonderful.
While I do my thing. So he looks after Seb. So school runs I don't do. Can't remember the last time I put a load of washing on.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's why not, you know? It's
absolutely
that's what equality is all about, isn't it? Right? It about,
is, yeah. And we shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised by that, really, that in this day and age. But I do see still a lot of younger women business owners who have still got 2 jobs.
Because it is a job. Being a parent is a massive responsibility, and it's time.
And running the house.
And running it, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's brilliant. So when people are considering kind of raising their profile and using social media, I know there's a lot of people who are not against it, but they don't seem to be on it on social media because they might feel that they don't need to. So what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think some people are still a little bit daunted by it, or, you know, well, I've never done it, why do I need to do it? But just as when, you know, I remember when the internet became a thing and it's, well, why do I need a website? Most people now, you wouldn't think of not having a website.
No.
You know, and I think it's becoming the same with social media. I don't necessarily now jump on a website. I'll go and look at a LinkedIn profile, you know, if it's a corporate company or a business. Right. You know, I'll jump on LinkedIn and see what I can find out about them there, not necessarily go and Google for a website.
Oh, okay.
Again, you know, if it's a product or like retail, I'll probably go on Facebook or Instagram and find out about them, because it's a great way. So a website's brilliant, and you can tell people who you are, what you stand for, what your product or your service is. I think social media is great to very clearly see the consumer side. So you'll get other people who are working with that company or buying from that company. You'll be able to see what they think about them, because you can comment and have conversations.
Yeah.
It's a very organic, two-way platform, whereas websites are pretty much one-sided. Yes, you can share testimonials. Yes, you can put videos on there about what your clients say, your customers say. But
Yeah.
I think social platforms are a bit more transparent. I think you can get a much better picture.
Yeah. 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 So would you recommend that everybody is on some form of social media?
Yeah, definitely. Whether that's your business brand or your personal brand.
Okay.
Because as well, in some situations, you want to know about the person. You know, if it's a small business, you want to know about that particular person.
Yeah.
So for instance, you know, Gymshark, Ben Francis, local guy from Birmingham, started his business in his folks' garage, now billionaire. He does it very well. You know, they've got the brand, they've got Gymshark doing their thing on all social platforms, but he engages in social as well. So he does a lot of podcasts himself. You know, you can understand the person behind the brand. He's a brand in his own right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you tend to think of, you know, like I'm on LinkedIn. I don't tend to do many personal type posts.
Yeah, that's the controversial one, isn't it? Some people are like, well, LinkedIn isn't for that, go on Facebook. But I think, as I say, as consumers, we're really savvy now. We want to know more about, you know, you personally with your business. I want to know who you are, you
Yeah.
know. Yes, I see all the things about Boardroom Buddies, but it's you that I'd be getting. So who are you as a person? What do you stand for? You know, you're the person behind that business brand, and ultimately it's you that I'd want to get to know.
Thank you for that bit of consultancy.
Yeah, it's true though, and I think it doesn't matter whether you're a big global company. People
Yes.
really want to feel close, especially if you're spending money with somebody. You know,
Yeah.
where is my money going? You know, am I feeding a big corporate company and it's a drop in the ocean?
Yeah.
Or am I connected to and feeling like my money is being spent somewhere good?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Need to have a look at my social media and get a bit better.
It's hard, isn't it? Though, you know, you know, or like you say, like consultancy. When we are talking to companies, it's like, right, you need to do this, and it's like, oh, but you know, there's so many different ways for consumers to find out about your business.
Yes.
Having a little bit of something everywhere is better than nothing.
Right. Right. So would you say for most businesses that they should be on several social media platforms, or just one and do it really well?
Yeah, definitely. It's there's so many different platforms. There's new platforms coming up at the moment. Get lost with all the different ones.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. But yeah, I think definitely, you know, your businesses, LinkedIn is the place to be. You know, it was built as a platform years ago,
Yeah.
and it was viewed as somewhere to go and find a job.
Right. Yes.
You know, that's what it was for. But now it's very much a community. You know, you can go on and connect with anybody anywhere in the world. You can connect with somebody. I think for me, I don't think it's I don't like to be sold to. I don't like it when you get the pinging messages and it's like sell, sell, sell. I'm not going to connect with you. You know, but it's a great way to connect with a community of like-minded people, to ask questions. I think it's nice to share things about you personally, because it can help somebody else.
Mm,
I'm going through this, and somebody else can say, yeah, I have too, and help in a corporate environment.
Yeah,
not quite Facebook,
Yeah. Do you think there's a bit of fear about that? There certainly is from my perspective, sharing too much personal stuff. I think.
Yeah, I think it's that thing. I think people are fearful, because I can understand not wanting to put too much of yourself out there. So only obviously put things out there that you are okay with. I'm not going to put deepest, darkest secrets on LinkedIn if, I don't want that out there. But it is nice to share a little bit every now and then, just to show that human element, whether it's a positive or a negative, a success or a failure. It's nice to show that human behind.
Yes, yeah, because we all have, not failures, but things that don't go right or go our way and things like that. So
exactly,
and we don't share those, do we? I mean, every time you look at a Facebook picture of whatever, there's happy smiley faces and wow and hey and wonderful and all that kind of stuff. But it really isn't real life.
No. And Instagram, that's one of the platforms. So Instagram, you always post the best pictures. You always post, you always see the best of the best. My gram is pretty much, you look at it and it'll be the best picture of me and my son. It'll be the holiday. It'll be, because that's, you put your favorite things up there, and it can portray a perfect lifestyle. And that's why I like LinkedIn, because I do feel like I can put up there, anyone out there had this problem, can you help me? Or it's I think it's quite a nice space for that.
Okay, all right, that's really interesting, thank you. Yeah Caroline, it's been, sorry, I called you Caroline then, it's Carolyn. I know. Been really interesting, thank you for coming onto the podcast. How do we get in touch with you?
Sure. So TPSquared. So you can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Wow.
LinkedIn's a great place. You can go to tpsquared.co.uk, or just give me a call.
Right, lovely. Okay, do you have an email that
yes
people can get in touch with?
So Carolyn at tpsquared.co.uk.
Lovely, that's brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Carolyn. It's been really great to talk to you and to explore about colour, which I'm fascinated by, and especially the McDonald's thing and the sale thing. I'm going to look out for the red and white signs now. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks a lot, and thank you, listeners. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. Do get in touch with Carolyn if you think she can help you with your brand and showing the more human side of what you do and who you are. And subscribe to the podcast so that you know when the next one's coming up, and let me know what you think, and share it